once again in the afternoon session of rainwater harvesting system. Okay, participants of this session are Aman Gupta. Are you here?
No, ma'am.
Aman Gupta is not here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. The next participant of this session is Ayushi Yadav. Ayushi Yadav is here or not?
No.
Yes, ma'am. है present है.
Yes, Ayushi can present now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your presentation start now.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and everyone present here. This is Ayushi Yadav, student of BTech CSE second year. First of all, I would like to thank Mamna ma'am for granting me this opportunity to present my views. So today I am here for the presentation on the application of engineering and technology in environmental science, and my topic is rainwater harvesting. First, let me tell you why do we need rainwater harvesting? Like, what is the purpose of rainwater harvesting? As we know, water is
We are not getting your voice, Ayushi.
an important natural resource and is a very basic of our life. We use water for drinking, irrigation, industry, transport, and for the production of hydroelectricity. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, carry on.
Yes, ma'am. So may I continue?
Yes.
As we know, water is an important natural resource and is the very basis of our life. We use water for drinking, irrigation, industry, transport, and for the production of hydroelectricity. Water is a cyclic resource which can be used again and again after cleaning. The best way to conserve water is its use. And so here rainwater harvesting comes in. It is one of the most effective methods of water management and water conservation. It is a term used to indicate the collection and storage of rainwater used for human, animals, and plants needs. It involves collection and storage of rainwater at surface or in subsurface aquifer before it is lost as surface runoff. The augmented resource can be harvested at the time of need. So there are such techniques for water harvesting. First is rain barrels. As you can see, it is the easiest and affordable method of rainwater harvesting, especially at home. It is where barrels or water tanks installed below the downspouts of the rooftop guttering system. The water is then funneled directly into the tanks. The tank can be connected to provide backup water to your current plumbing system, or it can be attached to a pipe for drip irrigation. The use of barrels or tanks is ideal since it can store significant amount of water. The second technique is dry system. Ma'am, can you please skip the slide? Yeah, the second technique is dry system. It is similar to the barrel system, but with the dry system, a larger storage container is used. The container is usually a few meters away from the property. The gutter is redesigned so that water is diverted to the large storage tank. It is a quick and cheap method to implement, but has significant rewards. The third technique is wet system. Ma'am, next slide. So the third technique is wet system. It is a technique that is entirely different from the dry system. Here the collection pipes will always have water in them. It is because they will be situated underground. In the wet system, many collection pipes are connected to the downspouts of a building and diverted into a storage tank, which is also underground. The pipes need to be secure and well maintained to ensure there is no leakage into the soil so that we can store water correctly. The fourth technique is green roof. This method of harvesting does not need the use of storage tanks. Instead of storing the water in reservoir, the water is channeled straight into the garden. The process will require installing a drainage system on a building's roof straight to the backyard. It is a very low maintenance method. So they were the techniques. So let me tell you the benefits of rainwater harvesting. The next slide. They provide relatively high quality water, soft and low in minerals at low cost. Capturing rainwater reduces the flow of stormwater and minimizes the likelihood of overloading stormwater systems in the neighborhood. It reduces soil erosion and flooding typically created by stormwater runoff in urban areas of India. It reduces silting and contamination of waterways from polluted surface runoff and helps to create mass awareness and appreciation for conservation of water resources. So that was all about my presentation. Thank you for listening and thank you for granting me the opportunity, ma'am.
Okay. What do you suggest for the removal of the contaminants from the water, rainwater? Do you have any suggestion for the betterment of this method, rainwater harvesting system? Any suggestion related to anything?
Yes, ma'am, we can use different techniques as I told.
Okay. Are you going to apply this method in your daily life also, rainwater harvesting system? Because you people have selected this topic. This type of system shall be a part of your house also, any industry or any big house or anything. Okay. Okay. Do you have any thought?
Yes, ma'am. In our houses we can use. Yes, ma'am. In our houses we can use tanks to store water, and then we can reuse it again and again.
Okay.
Something like rain barrels.
Okay. Our next participant is Kashish. Kashish is here. Kashish can present.
Yes, ma'am. Admit.
Yes, I am. At the middle, I cannot do that. Slide and list. Okay.
Ma'am, may I start?
Yes, Kashish can start now.
Good afternoon, ma'am. This is Kashish Kashyap from CSE, and today I am here to give my presentation on topic rainwater harvesting and water resource management. So, starting with what is rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is the collection and storage of rain rather than allowing it to run off. Rainwater is collected from a roof-like surface and redirected to a tank, cistern, deep pit, well, soft or borehole, aquifer or a reservoir with percolation so that it sits down and restores the groundwater. This technology that collects and stores rainwater for human use. Rainwater harvesting systems range from simple rain barrels to more elaborate structures with pumps, tanks, and purification system. Now moving to the uses of rainwater harvesting system. These are the uses which are as drinking, cooking, washing vegetables, agriculture purposes, toilets, gardens, house plants, and outdoor plants, water or pets, wildlife, livestock. Now here comes the topic rainwater harvesting techniques. Starting with the rooftop rainwater harvesting. Rooftop rainwater harvesting involves diverting and recharging, storing part of the rainwater that falls on the roof of a house. The second one is dam. Dams are the barriers that are designed on trapped water. Rainwater can accumulate directly in them, or drainage systems can be created to direct water into them. This technique is mostly used for irrigation purposes, are treated and then distributed for domestic use. The third one is underground tanks. These are constructed by digging into the ground and creating a space which is then cemented to reduce water infiltration. The top is also sealed, and water is obtained through pipes direct into the tank. Pumps are used to get water out. Underground tanks are wonderful for harvesting rainwater because since they are located underground where sunlight doesn't really penetrate, the rate of evaporation is reduced. Next is rain source. In this technique, rainwater is directly collected as it falls from the sky by using a rain saucer. This looks like upside down umbrellas are big funnels and are usually attached to a pipe so that the collected water is directed elsewhere. Sometimes the collecting container is placed underground with only the rain saucer above the ground. Next is water collection reservoirs. In this case, rainwater is harvested from roads and pavements. Water collected through this method is not really clean and may be contaminated. However, it is not still be used for crop irrigation. Next is barrage. A barrage is a dam that has several openings which can be closed or opened to control the quantity of water that passes through it. Now moving to the advantage of rainwater harvesting. The first one is easy to maintain. Systems for the collection of rainwater are based on simple technology. The overall cost of their installation and operation is much lesser than that of water purifying. For pumping systems, maintenance requires little time and energy. The result is the collection of water that can be used in substantial ways even without purification. Second is independent water supply. Rainwater harvesting provides an independent water supply where clean water is costly or difficult to come by. Rainwater harvesting is a critical source of clean water and increases the quantity of potable drinking water available. Third is reducing water bills. Water collected in the rainwater harvesting system can be put into use for several non-drinking functions as well. For many families and small businesses, this leads to a large reduction in their utility bill. Fourth is suitable for irrigation. Rainwater is free from many chemicals found in groundwater, making it suitable for irrigation and watering gardens. Fifth is reduces demand on groundwater. With an increase in population, the demand for water is also continuously increasing. The result is that many residential colonies and industries are extracting groundwater to fulfill their daily demands. Sixth is reduces floods and soil erosion. During the rainy season, rainwater is collected into large storage tanks, which also helps in reducing floods in some low-lying areas. Apart from this, it also helps in reducing soil erosion and contamination of surface water with pesticides and fertilizers from rainwater runoff, which results in cleaner takes and ponds. There are some disadvantages also, which are unpredictable rainfall, initial high cost, storage limits, certain root types, and safe chemicals or animal droppings. This was all about my presentation. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so how you are going to contribute in this area, because you have selected this topic, rainwater harvesting system. What you can
And
do?
we can use this technique in our house.
Okay, you can. Okay.
We can harvest rainwater by using different tanks under our house, and we can also harvest rainwater by using various techniques.
Okay, only very few people are using this method. So, what will you say about this?
Ma'am, we should encourage people to use these techniques.
Okay, so that I am asking, how you are going to contribute. Okay. So you are going to spread the awareness about this method.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We should aware people about rainwater harvesting and its importance.
Okay, next is Manas. Manas Rawat is here.
Yes, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Manas, your presentation start now.
Yes, ma'am. Should I start, ma'am?
Yes.
So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Manas Rawat. I am a second year BTech CSE student.
and the topic for my presentation is rainwater harvesting and management of water resources. So in this particular presentation, we are going to talk about what is rainwater harvesting and what are the advantages of rainwater harvesting. Similarly, we are also going to talk about the water resource management and its importance. So first of all, we'll start with what is rainwater harvesting. So rainwater harvesting is basically the collection and storage of rainwater that runs off from rooftops, parks, roads, open grounds, etc. Like any water resource that we have gained from rain, and this water resource can be reused for other purposes. This water runoff can either be stored or recharged into the groundwater. A rainwater harvesting system consists of the following components. So for example, if you want to use the rainwater for certain purposes, we need to have this particular system installed, which is called the rainwater harvesting system. And this system has the following components, namely the first component is the catchment, from where the water is captured. Like it is a particular area from where the rainwater will be captured. The second is the conveyance system that carries the rainwater harvested from the catchment to the storage area. Like the storage area could be anything, a tank or some underground storage. And the third thing is the first flush. This is used in pure, so we just use to flush out the first spell of the rain. The fourth part is a filter that we use to remove the pollutants, and the fifth part is the last part, which are the storage tanks or various recharge structures. So the question that usually arises is, why do we actually need rainwater harvesting? What are the advantages of rainwater harvesting? So if we use rainwater harvesting, we'll naturally get reduced water bills. This is because we will be consuming less water on demand, because we are reutilizing the water from the rain. The second benefit is the ecological benefit. The storing, as we have gained water from the rain, we can use it to recharge the underground water. The ecological benefits of rainwater harvesting are immense. It minimizes the impacts of flooding by funneling of the rainwater into large tanks. For example, when rain occurs, it usually causes soil erosion when the rain force is huge. So we can use that water to store and avoid soil erosion. It also acts as an adequate means for irrigation purposes. Like the rainwater can also be used to grow crops and various other uses, and it also reduces the demand on groundwater. As we are reutilizing the rainwater, the demand on the groundwater will naturally decrease, as people will need less water from the ground. So, extending this further, we have a similar topic, water resource management. Till now, we have discussed about what is rainwater harvesting, and now we will discuss about water resource management. Like if we already have some water, how we can manage that water resources to use it to its full potential and minimizing the water demand. So it is basically an activity of planning, developing, distributing, and managing the optimum use of water resources. The keyword here is optimum. How we can utilize the current water resources to its best. It is a subset of water cycle management. It is like hydrology, but the scale of management is low. Generally, hydrology involves the states or countries. Water resource management is usually restricted to a city or a district scale. So it is just hydrology, just limited to a smaller scale. Why is water resource management important? As we already know, water is a very scarce resource right now, especially fresh water. So we definitely need water resource management, as I've already said, to make the optimum use of it. So the climate change is redistributing where water is rare and where it is plentiful, making management of water resources increasingly important. Water conservation enables water to be moved from areas of excess areas to areas of drought. So, for example, if we have water in a certain area in excess, we can use the water to fulfill the water demand in an area where water is present in less quantity. So this helps to fulfill the demands of all the areas, and this is a very important feature of water resource management. And the second point can be water resource management objectives can also include promoting conditions for environmentally sustainable economically efficient and equitably allocated use of water resources. They also need to include to increase the benefits and reduce the risk related to existing hydraulic infrastructure. Throughout these projects, like overall, a common objective is to integrate a policy approach within other sectoral policies in a wider area across the country. This often includes developing social, technical, and administrative water resources management tools. So the basic idea is to spread awareness of water management and build sufficient infrastructure. The first step is to obviously gain knowledge about a particular topic. The second step is to build the infrastructure and the structures so that we can actually implement our knowledge and use the knowledge to make efficient use of our resources. So that was all from my presentation. I have taken references from cseindia.org and some blogs from mygov.in. And thank you.
Okay, thank you, Manas. How you are going to contribute in the area of water resource management? Do you have any suggestion?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. So, as students, what we can do is our responsibility is to spread the first step. As I've already said, the first step is spreading knowledge. So, what we can do is tell people about water resource management, rainwater harvesting. The first step from our side would be to encourage people to use these systems, to spread the knowledge, to tell people about the importance. And the second step that we can perform, like at our household levels, we can make efficient use of water, as I've already discussed in water resource management, the optimum use of water resources. So what we can do in our households is we can reuse water, for example, we get rainwater, we can make a funneling system so that we can store that water and it can be used for common purposes. And the third step, what we can do is host public events, small public events, like in a society where we can encourage people to help build better infrastructure for water resource management.
Okay, thank you, Manas. Next participant is Shivam Pandey. Shivam Pandey.
मैं उसको ज्वाइन कर लीजिए.
Okay. Okay. The next participant is Shivam Pandey. Shivam, this
Yes,
is your
ma'am.
turn.
Can I start?
Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Shivam Pandey. My roll number is 55. I am from CSC branch. Today I am going to speak on the topic rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is the collection and storage of rain rather than allowing it to run off. Rainwater is collected from a roof-like structure and redirected to a tank, aquifer or a reservoir with percolation so that it seep down and restore the groundwater. This technology can collect and store rainwater for human use. Rainwater harvesting system range from simple rain barrel to more elaborate structure with pump, tank and purification system. Uses of rainwater system. Drinking, it can be used in cooking, washing vegetable, agricultural purpose. It can be used in toilet, bathing, flushing toilet, garden, and water for pet and wildlife and livestock. Rainwater harvesting techniques. Rooftop rainwater harvesting. It involves diverting and recharging, storing part of rainwater that falls on the roof of the house. Dams. Dams are barriers that are designed to trap rainwater. Rainwater can accumulate directly in them, or drainage system can be created to direct water into them. This technique is mostly used for irrigation purpose or treated and then redistributed for domestic uses. What are the advantages of rainwater harvesting? It is easy to maintain. The overall cost of installation and operation is much lesser than that of water purifying or pumping system. Independent water supply. Rainwater harvesting provides an independent water supply where clean water is costly or difficult to come by, reducing water bill. Water collected in the rainwater harvesting system can be put to use for several non-drinking functions, suitable for irrigation. Rainwater is free from many chemicals found in the groundwater, making it suitable for irrigation and watering gardens. Reduced demand on groundwater. With increase in population, the demand of water is also increasing. This results in many residential colonies and industries are facing groundwater extinction, reduced flood and soil erosion. During the rainy season, rainwater is collected in large storage tanks. It also helps in reducing flood in some low-lying areas. What are the disadvantages of rainwater harvesting? It has unpredictable rainfall. Number second, initial high cost, storage limit, and certain roof type may see chemical or animal dropping also. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, how you are going to contribute
Ma'am.
in this area, Shivam?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any suggestion for the better water resource management?
Ma'am, every village house should have rainwater harvesting system in their houses, and we can also dig. मतलब हम लोग मैम खेत में जो है वो रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग भी कर सकते हैं गड्ढे कर कर के.
Okay, in the flowing field we can do that. This is your suggestion. Okay, thank you, Shivam.
Yes.
Our next participant is Uday Prasad.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Uday Prasad from second year, fourth semester CSE branch. I am here to represent my topic, rain or rooftop water harvesting. Water is essential for life and plays a major role in Earth's climate. By modifying land use, the proportion of different pathways evaporation have evolved. In the present day world, rapid urbanization coupled with industrialization has become the order of the day. Added to urbanization, scarcity of water is at its peak. So we need rainwater harvesting to save the water. So what is rainwater harvesting? Rainwater harvesting is a technology used for collecting and storing rainwater for human use from rooftops, land surfaces or rock catchments. One of the world's most important ancient water supply techniques practiced was present more than 4,000 years ago. Rainwater is an important water source in many areas with significant rainfall but lacking any kind of conventional centralized supply system. Rainwater is also a good option in areas where good quality fresh surface water or groundwater is lacking. It could be as a supplement to piped water supply, example for toilet flushing, washing and garden spraying. Types of rainwater harvesting system. There are roof catchment, simple roof water collection system for household, large system for educational institution, roof water collection system for high-rise building in urbanized area, ground catchment, rock catchment, collection of storm area, storm water in urbanized catchment for recharge. So here are some diagram how to for several types of rainwater harvesting. First one is domestic, which we can use in our home for storing the rainwater. Ma'am, yes, please. So here you can see that here is a storage tank and the water from the roof seeps down to this tank, and this water can be used in washing or in agriculture or flower or in water uses anywhere. And then comes the ground catchment system. Here huge soil area is used to collect the water. And then the ground catchment system and rock catchment system. In rock catchment system, the reservoir is high above is on the rocky catchment surface, and then this water reservoir is used to supply the water to the cities or any village. So uses and advantages and limitations. Uses of harvested non-potable purpose like gardening, flushing, washing clothes and cars. Potable purpose. After ensuring quality mainly in rural and urban areas. After filtering the water. A small scale harvesting system like this is the flow. Ma'am, next slide.
What is the ground
Ma'am, please.
catchment system?
Ma'am, here the used land area is used to collect the water, and then this collected water is stored into the ferro cement tank.
This is cemented area, I think.
Yes, ma'am. This is underground tank, and the land above it collects the water or the slope type area.
Ground catchment
Then this,
system. Okay.
yes, yes. This is the structure how we can make that land to store more water. This is the diagram. Next. This is rock catchment system. Here the reservoir is above the land, at a higher sea level, and the water from this reservoir gets to the different villages and cities. Next.
So I think everyone has discussed about that.
Yes. Next. Ma'am, next. In case of roof catchment system, there is sufficient flexibility to utilize system that will be adaptable to suit all socio-economic levels of population, including the urban poor. Examples of typical options in urban area: rainwater used in household as a supplement, public institution, high-rise building in high-density urban areas. Advantages of rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting system provide water at or near the point where the water is needed or used. Rainwater is relatively clean and in quality is usually acceptable for many purposes with little or even no treatment. System is independent and therefore suited for scattered settlement. Ease maintenance by owner and user. Flood control by greatly reducing urban runoff and reduce groundwater exploitation and subsidizes as less groundwater is required. Limitations of rainwater harvesting. The initial cost may prevent a family from installing a rainwater harvester. The water availability is limited by the rainfall intensity and available roof area. Mineral-free rainwater has a flat waste which may be liked by many. The poorer segment of population may not have a roof suitable for rainwater harvesting. So these are the limitations of rainwater harvesting. Public awareness and demonstration. Public awareness and education are essential in order to improve acceptance of rainwater collection. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Uday, you have
In
shown
book-
this, na? What is this cistern of the Maya people called children? What is this? Can you explain what is this?
Ma'am, here this is a huge land area and it is sloped in the center, and this pit is in ground stores the water, which can be used in time when there is a water scarcity or no rainfall as well.
Okay, for which area it is shown? What is Maya Pipil? Sister of the Maya Pipil. I think this belongs to any place, one place specific. Do you have any information?
And I don't.
Do you have any suggestion?
My suggestion is that more and more people should try this rainwater harvesting in their homes or in big buildings, so that the ground level is maintained.
Okay, then
Otherwise, if we keeps on using the groundwater at this speed, then it will get depleted very soon. So this is very important time.
okay, then you have to spread the awareness for this. Okay, thank you, Uday. And our next participant is Vivek Raj.
Thank you.
Vivek Raj.
Present,
are you
ma'am.
here? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Should I start my presentation?
Yes, yes. Raise your voice.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Vivek Srivastav, and I am going to present on the topic rainwater harvesting and management of water resources. So, first of all, I am describing about some facts about water. So, the first fact is less than 1% of the water supply on Earth can be used as drinking water. Second fact, about 6,800 gallons, which is about 25,700 liters of water, is required to grow a day's food for a family of four. The third one, an acre of corn will give off 4,000 gallons, 15,000 liters of water per day and evaporation. And the fifth one is most of the Earth's surface water is permanently frozen or salty. The last one, a small drip from a faucet can waste as much as 34 gallons or 128 liters of water a day. Ma'am, next slide. Ma'am, please switch to the next slide. Yes, now, what is water harvesting? Water harvesting is providing drinking water, providing irrigation water, increasing groundwater recharge, reducing storm water discharges under floods and overloading of sewage treatment plants, and reduce seawater ingress in coastal areas. Okay. Now, what is the need for rainwater harvesting? Rainwater harvesting measures are essential when the groundwater is brackish or has a high iron or fluoride content. Rainwater harvesting measures should begin 4 months before the monsoon is to arrive, and concentrated water demand in urban areas for various purposes like household, institutions, etc., factories, and even water parks. Uh, Rainwater can be harvested in variety of ways. First one, directly from rooftops and stored in tanks. Second one, monsoon runoff and water in Sweden streams during the monsoon and stored in underground tanks. And the third way, water flood drains can be stored in ponds. The advantages of, ma'am, please switch to the next slide, ma'am. Ma'am, please switch to the next slide. The advantages, no ma'am, the sixth page. The advantages of rainwater harvesting. The benefits of rainwater harvesting system are listed below, as you can see on the screen. That is less cost, helps in reducing the water bill, decrease the demand for water, reduces the need for imported water, promotes both water and energy conservation, improves the quality and quantity of groundwater, does not require a filtration system for landscape irrigation. This technology is relatively simple, easy to install and operate. It reduces soil erosion, storm water runoff, flooding, and pollution of surface water with fertilizers, pesticides, metals, and other sediments. The last one, it is an excellent source of water for landscape irrigation with no chemicals, dissolved salts, and free from all minerals. Ma'am, please switch to the next slide. The last topic, disadvantages of water harvesting. Few more disadvantages of the rainwater harvesting process. That is, regular maintenance is required. It requires some technical skills for installation. The limited and no rainfall can limit the supply of rainwater. If not installed correctly, it may attract mosquitoes and other waterborne diseases. The last disadvantages, that is one of the significant drawbacks of the rainwater harvesting system is storage limit. I am done with my presentation. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Vikas. How you are going to contribute in this area?
No, ma'am. It's Vivek Rasirvastav, ma'am.
Huh? Vivek.
Ma'am, my name is not Vikas. It's
Okay,
Vivek.
okay, Vivek. Thank you, Vivek. How you are going to contribute in this area? Like,
Ma'am, basically, yes, ma'am. Basically, I live in a plain area that I have in front of my house. There is a very large area, and there are no houses. And water in raining, the water stores at the park, and many mosquitoes are started living there. So cultivating there. So I can spread this knowledge of water harvesting to everyone, that store this water and do not store water such as the bad tanks and some water bottles outside their house, so that the mosquitoes cannot born and cannot spread diseases.
okay, because the rainwater can easily attract the waterborne disease. So this may be the source of the waterborne disease. So how it can be checked, and we need to look how we can prevent the contamination of the rainwater. Okay, thank you. Our next participant is Abhishek Goyal.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Today's topic presented rainwater harvesting and management of water resources. Firstly, what is rainwater harvesting? Rainwater harvesting is the collection and storage of rain rather than allowing it to run off. Rainwater is a collection from a roof-like surface and redirected to a tank. Rainwater harvesting is one of the simplest and oldest method of self-supply of water for household, having been used in India and other countries for many thousands of years. Installation can be designed for different scales, including household re-institutions such as schools, hospitals, and other public facilities. Application of rainwater harvesting. Domestic use. Rooftop rainwater harvesting is to provide drinking water, domestic water, water for livestock, water for small irrigation, and a way to replenish agriculture. Rainwater harvesting in urban areas reduces the impact of runoff and flooding. Industry. The system helps save approximately 1 million cubic meters of water per year. Technologies. Traditionally, storm water management using detention basins served as a single purpose. However, optimized real-time controls lets this infrastructure double as a source of rainwater without compromising the existing detention capacity. Then, advantage of rainwater harvesting provides the independent water during regional water restriction and developed countries. It is often used to supplement the main supply. It provides water when a drought occurs, can help mitigate flooding of low-lying areas, and reduces demand on wells, which may enable groundwater levels to be sustained. Rainwater harvesting increases the availability of water during dry season by increasing the level of dried bore wells and wells. Surface water supply is readily available for various purposes, thus reducing dependence on underground water. Limitation of rainwater harvesting is widely used method of storing rainwater in countries presenting with drought characteristics. Several pieces of research have derived and developed different criteria and technique to select suitable sites for harvesting rainwater. Some research was identified and selected suitable sites for the potential erection of dams. Research. The South African Water Research Commission has supported research into rainwater harvesting. studied in arid, semi-arid, and humid regions have confirmed that techniques such as mulching, pitting, ridging, and modified run-on plots are effective for small-scale crop production. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any suggestion?
Ma'am, in our homes, we make tanks
Okay, what you can do?
for store the water, rainwater.
Okay. Okay. ठीक है. Now it is done for everybody.
Thank you, ma'am.
Aman Gupta is now present.
Aman Gupta. The presentation is there in slide.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So now we have Aman Gupta. Aman Gupta is now going to present on rainwater harvesting and management system. Okay. Your presentation is start now, Aman.
Yes, ma'am. Hello everyone, my name is Aman Gupta and I am a student of computer science and engineering, and today I am going to give a presentation on rainwater harvesting and management of water resources. Now, first of all, let's see what is rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is the accumulation and deposition of rainwater for reuse on site rather than allowing it to run off. Now let's see what are the uses of rainwater. Recharge groundwater, gardening, livestock, drinking purpose, for irrigation purpose. Now let's see what are the advantages for rainwater harvesting. Rainwater, local people can be easily trained to implement such technologies, and construction materials are also readily available. Water collected from roof catchments usually is of acceptable quality for domestic purposes. Now, how can we harvest rainwater? There are two ways. First is surface runoff harvesting, and second is rooftop rainwater harvesting. Now let's see surface runoff harvesting. In urban area, rainwater flows away as surface runoff. This runoff could be caught and used for recharging aquifers by adopting appropriate methods. Now let's see rooftop rainwater harvesting. It is a system of catching rainwater where it falls. In rooftop harvesting, the roof becomes the catchment and the rainwater is collected from roof of the house, the building. This method is less expensive and very effective. Now let's see what are the components of rooftop rainwater harvesting. First is catchment area, second transportation, third first plus, fourth storage system, fifth delivery system, and sixth is filtration system. Now let's see the figure of catchment area. This is the figure for catchment area where top on the house is water is stored, and second is transportation. This is, ma'am, next slide. Next slide. This is catchment area where water is stored at top of the house, and after that transportation where the water is from the top is stored in the ground. This is transportation, and when we use first flush is a device used to flush off the water received in first shower. The first shower of the rain needs to be flushed off to avoid contaminating storable or rechargeable water by probable contaminants of atmosphere and the catchment of roof. It will also help in cleaning of silt and other material deposited on the roof during dry season. Provisions of first rain separator should be made at outlet of each drain pipe. Now let's see storage system. Here is the image for storage system. Ma'am, next slide.
Okay.
Next slide, ma'am. Storage system. transportation. After that, first plus. First plus. After that, storage system. Here is the figure for a storage system. This is how we store the water in ground. After that, delivery system. Here is the water, how water is stored in tanks. After that, filtration are used for treatment of water to effectively remove turbidity, color, and microorganism. After first flush of rainfall, water should pass through filters. There are different types of filters in practice, but basic function is used to purify water. Here are some techniques of filtration. First is sand gravel filter. Next slide. After that, charcoal filter, PVC filter, and recharging groundwater aquifers. Commonly used recharging methods are recharging of bore wells, recharging of dug wells, recharge pits, recharge trenches, and percolation tanks. Here are the figure for recharging of bore wells. Recharging of bore wells, recharging of pits. Now soak away or recharge shafts. After that, why do people harvest rainwater? Rainwater is a precious resource due to increase in demand from our ever-growing population. Changes in rainfall patterns in UK have seen both drought conditions and flooding. Rainwater harvesting can provide around 50% of family water needs. This not only saves water but saves money and reduces our impact on the environment. To inculcate a culture of water conservation to reduce soil erosion, rainwater harvesting is compulsory. Now, let's see its physical implementation of rainwater harvesting. In Tamil Nadu, mostly in every building, it is avoid ground. It is always in Rajasthan. Rainwater harvesting has traditionally been practiced by the people of Thar registered and desert, and it present in Pune. Rainwater harvesting is compulsory for any society to be registered. Thank you.
Okay, how you are going to
Ma'am,
contribute in this area, Aman?
Yes, ma'am. I'm. There is a ground already in my area where all the water from the domestic purposes are stored, and which is again refilled in the groundwater.
Okay. Okay, now it is over.
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, thank
Shivam
you.
Verma, roll number 58.
Hmm?
Shivam Verma, roll number 58, CSC batch.
It is here. Your slide is here or not? Presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, present.
No. Your PPT is here in this slide or not? Where it is?
Yes, ma'am. PPT present, ma'am.
In the time I am asking from you. Huh? What's your name?
Shivam Verma.
We have the slide of Shivam Pandey, na? I don't have your slides.
Ma'am, there is a slides of Shivam Verma.
Okay, but I think it is not here. Huh?
Ma'am, I have submitted the slides in Google Classroom.
When you have submitted?
Ma'am, yesterday.
Okay. These are the previous slide, huh? Shivam Pandey, so only Shivam Pandey presentation is here. This is the presentation of. Okay. What is your roll number?
58.
58. Okay. Okay, just finish it. Huh? Shivam, your
Good
presentation
afternoon,
start
ma'am.
now.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Shivam Verma, and I am a student of BTech C2K20 batch. I am looking forward to talking with you today about topic about rainwater harvesting and management of water resources. Ma'am, can you skip the next slide? So basically, the definition of rainwater harvesting is it is the accumulation and deposition of rainwater from reuse on site rather than allowing it to run off. The harvested water can also be used as drinking water, long-term storage, and for other purposes such as groundwater recharges. It is used include water for gardens, livestock, irrigation, domestic use with proper treatment and indoor heating for houses, etc. Ma'am, can you skip the next slide? Ma'am? Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you skip the next slide? Ma'am, methods of rainwater harvesting slide.
This is your slide, no? Method, components of roof.
Method. Ma'am, method of rainwater harvesting. Second slide. Ma'am, it is a third slide.
Okay.
Yes, method of rainwater harvesting. It is of two types: surface runoff harvesting and rooftop rainwater harvesting. In the surface runoff, in urban area rainwater, water flows from away at surface runoff. The runoff could be caught and used for recharging aquifers by adopting appropriate method. In the rooftop harvesting, it is a system of catching rainwater where it falls. In rooftop harvesting, the roof becomes the catchment and the rainwater is collected from the roof of the houses or buildings. And third slide. And third slide.
Yes.
And third slide.
This one.
And in the yes, ma'am. And in the components of rooftop rainwater harvesting, in this there are multiple topics: catchment, transportation, first flush, filter. In the catchment, the surface that receives rainwater directly in the catchment of rainwater harvesting system. The catchment in the area which actually contribute rainwater to the harvesting system. In the transportation, rainwater from rooftop should be carried through downtake, water pipes, or drainage to storage harvesting system. Ma'am, next slide. In first flush is a device used to flush off the water received in the first shower. In the filter, there is always some skepticism regarding rooftop rainwater harvesting since doubts are raised that rainwater may contaminate groundwater. Filters are used for treatment of water to effectively remove turbidity, color, and microorganisms. Ma'am, next slide. Quality. The concentration of contaminated is reduced significantly by diverting in initial flow of run of water to waste. Supplying rainwater that has gone through preliminary filtration measures from non-potable water uses such as toilet flushing, irrigation, and laundry may be a significant part of sustainable water management strategy. Next slide. System setup. Rainwater harvesting system can range in complexity from systems that can be installed with minimum skill to automated systems that require advanced setup and installation. Specifically, the rainfall capturing area, such as building roof, must be large enough to maintain adequate flow. The water storage tank should be large enough to contain the captured water. The advantages is easy to maintain, reducing water bills, suitable for irrigation, reduce floods and soil erosion, reduce demand on groundwater. The disadvantages of this unpredictable rainfall, initial high cost, regular maintenance, and yes, ma'am. Thank you. This is my slide.
Okay, how we are going to contribute in this area, Shivam?
By we collecting the rainwater for the future use, by diverting the spout onto our lawn and garden, preventing this water from running away from unused, and we use from its future purpose.
Okay. Actually, we are aware from this system, but we are not using the load. Only the few people are using this system. So, what you are going to do for this?
We can create a large storage tank by the soil to store the water, and we use from the daily basis.
Okay, thank you, Shivam. So,
Thank you, ma'am.
okay, we are conducting a seminar activity on the applications of engineering and technology in environment science, May 2022. Okay, now this session is over. I'm thankful for all
Ma'am,
the
roll number
participants.
42.
Now all the participants have been done. I think there is no file.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, can you check for roll number 42, Preeti Yadav?
You are from electronics, huh? Yes. We're going to take it in the next session. Okay. Just I need a break. Okay. We need to break. Okay. Okay. So now this session is over. We are going to meet in the next session.